morning, watchers. Scott at SE Landscaping, and after a really wet couple of days, the sun is out again today, and we've got a bit of a hedge reduction to do. That is the job today. It's a cotoneaster hedge, and it is just too wide, and it is also too high. So we will be reducing that today and putting it through the chipper. So I'm just leaving the job now, so once I arrive at the job I shall show you the task in hand. But as well as that, we have a special guest today coming to visit us on site, and that is Reas from RJC. So anybody who knows Reas and has seen his story knows he started with a bike and a trailer, and he used to drive for miles to his clients and things, and hats off to him, because like I say, that takes some doing to build a business is bad enough, and it's hard enough to go into another trade, but to do it like that is like I say, it takes somebody who's got lots of perseverance and everything. So he will be arriving in a couple of hours, and we might get a bit of footage, so stay tuned. So here we are, and there is the hedge in question that we're going to reduce and take a little bit off. Have you used those?
No, I haven't, but I do want one.
Good tools.
Want one.
Definitely good tools. So that one is.
This one's the just a multi-tool with a hedge cutter. It's got the 250. That probably lasts about probably about half hour. So I'll get half an hour out of that.
Yeah.
Did you say it's heavier?
Slightly.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Great.
Very close. Very close.
Then if you put that on, that would be way heavier. See, when it still came with this, I liked it because it was going light. And even the really long one, which is this telescopic one, is light.
Yeah.
But then when they brought this professional one out this year, which the class is more professional, they opened the weight again, which isn't what batteries are supposed to be. It was supposed to be making things lighter. So they actually creeping back up. They're going from 6 to 6.7 to 7.7.
If I put the 5 amp hour on that, that'll be too heavy for me. I have got a backpack battery holder because these are just batteries, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can. I'm trying to work it out. You can't take them out, can you?
What they've got is
it's a set battery, isn't it?
That goes into there.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to put it in here, you take the battery out. You put
an adapter
in. That sits in there.
That's basically that. You have a dummy battery that you plug into.
So I mean, I like the still stuff. I looked at the Ego when I went to the Malvern show earlier in the year. It's,
this is just.
That's the 200. So
that plugs into there, doesn't it?
That goes into there, and then that's got the 3 speeds and the cruise control. So you can do the 1, 2, 3. That's the cruise control. And you've got a boost as well. But the boost ring.
This has got the boost on it.
Does your boost in the battery?
Yeah, I'll probably get about 15 minutes if I use my boost.
The 3's okay. You tend to get 2 hours on the 3. If you go on the boost, that's down to about an hour and 20 minutes with one of them, which isn't a lot.
No, it ain't.
So
that's one of the reasons why I know I went to battery first of all. The only reason I went to battery with this stuff is because it was cheaper. And I thought, you know what, I've got to do it. It's the way to go. It does work out a lot cheaper. If you charge your batteries overnight, it cost me about 8.6p per battery, if that.
There's definitely savings. I mean, over the winter, fuel-wise, usually we're going through a fortune over the winter, and this winter, apart from filling the vans up, you're hardly using anything. So it's got its positives, but on the other side of it, if we are doing a big job where it's blowing all day, we'll take the BI 800.
Yeah, I've got the...
These are right for jobs like this, where I'm in and out and small jobs, but if I need a blower for the full day, if the man's on it all day,
I've got the BR 700. And it's the same as like if I'm doing any serious work that I need the combi motor, I do use that. It's very rare. I didn't like the edge cutter on that because I know you use the edge cutter as well, don't you?
Yes.
There's not a lot of gardeners do. They use because Lee likes to strip. I like the edge cutter because it gives a nice, clean, sharp edge.
I mean, on shrub beds and things, I still do the old-fashioned edging.
Yeah.
But on areas like footpaths and things, providing I know they're straight, what I tend to do is take a notch out every few metres so that I know where I'm falling. And then go at it with these, but I love these tools. I think they're great.
Yeah, I'm more just hunting. So, you're going through something that's a lot never been done. It's about that wide.
Yeah.
With you?
Well, what I'll do is I'll walk 2 metres or 5 metres and dig a little channel out, then another channel, and then at least you can see the guide. Unless you've got the odd pavement slab that's sticking out, you're pretty much good to go. So, and you don't go through many blades. That's the thing, and then that's
so I don't use my
the small handheld one, which
I don't really use my handheld that much, to be honest.
Well, I don't use these a lot. These are more for the finer stuff, the smaller. If you're pulling up smaller things, but it's a very light unit. That's what I like about that. You don't know you've got it with you.
Oh, you're filming? I didn't realise. Hello, YouTube.
Yes, I've done it. Might be a bit wonky.
Hello, YouTube. Oh, I should have been careful what I was saying. Do not put that FR.
We should oh no, I won't. No, definitely not. Bad publicity.
Or the tree at the rail. Yeah, I didn't realise you were recording there.
No, still, I mean, I've used this since my apprentice days. I'm just trying.
This game is definitely well used.
A lot of it, I mean, this is well used because this had an actually accident. But this stuff's new, these are new, sort of, and then the other things. These?
Leaf grabs, yeah.
Oh, the Tudor Environmental, it's down your way. Coventry, isn't it?
Well, I'm just going to get a pair of paper ones.
Great bits of kit. But, yeah.
Because, I mean, this year was, I don't know what it was, this year I just seemed to be doing nothing but leaf collecting. And I don't like turning up at a job and spending the whole day just leaf collecting.
I think the problem with the winds is this year we've come in here, we've done like what we'll usually do is come in November and it's finished.
Yeah.
With the wind, blown everything out. We've been in here 3 or 4 times and it looks as if we still haven't been.
Well, that's it. You finish your job, you spend the whole day there, then you
back
go
again.
away. He's going to think I've done nothing.
Yeah.
I've just sat on the backside all day.
And that's the problem. So, no, it's just the way the weather's been. It's been a funny old year.
I mean, I said to the wife, it feels like Christmas like years ago. Normally, you sort of like thinking, oh, it's still 2021, but it's not.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking like it's almost 2024. I don't know, it just seems to be shooting past.
This is usually sort of January, February's my recharge time. It's just been like,
Hasn't it? I thought it was just me, but yeah, it's been really busy.
I mean, I met up with Greg Francis. I went down to Wisley.
That's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
4.5 hours. I met up with him.
It's 3 hours for me.
And it was, we were just saying like the year I could have done with an extra 6 weeks.
When did you go down to see Greg?
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh, right, I don't know, not if...
It was a spur of the moment thing, to be honest. Well, he was buying, I'd got a lot of still gear and he was buying a couple of still bits. I agreed to meet him because Wisley's one of them I hadn't been to, so it was something to tick off my list. But it was the trek down was great. I went first thing on the morning, trek back on the M25.
Oh, I don't like the M25.
I usually get the train to London and I won't drive again. It
Not
was
the
absolutely
M25,
chaos. Just sat for an hour. So, but yeah, it was. There's a bit of weight in them.
When you got them on your back,
you've got them on, it's not as bad. So I'm quite happy. I think they're about 7k. So I'm quite happy.
They're not
using
cheap.
that.
I bet you they're about 700-800 quid, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, I think they're a bit more now.
I think when I priced them up, they're about 800 quid, 700 quid, 800 quid.
See, I got a lot of ex-demo gear. Was it last year? And it's been great. Had no issues. I got some still mowers. Some good still mowers there, which we haven't done much.
That's for the still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you were showing me these. I do want one of these because it's ideal for around car parks and stuff if you've got a lot of weeds and stuff. But the only thing that concerns me is if you get stones in there, how long do these last?
I mean, we haven't used that a huge amount, to be honest. That's probably only been used maybe 20 times, but I think they tend to sort of spit stuff away. I don't think you pick up like if there's bits of ivy around curbs, they'll go right up to the curb. They tend not to, I don't know, they last a decent amount of time.
Some people won't edge with them.
I know, I've seen that, but I think that would use them up quick, definitely.
I can't imagine them doing that, to be honest.
Because you're digging soil, so your blade's not going to last long.
How many blades do you get through a year, your lawn edging blades?
Well, considering we only tend to do that this winter time, I would say maybe about 6. I think the £8 each.
Only in winter? 6?
Yeah.
I get through that in a year.
You use yours all year, don't you? See, what I'll do is all our sites I'll do at this time of year.
And then you won't?
And then all we'll do is trim for the rest of the year. And if you do them once a year, it's enough. And then we'll come back next year, because grass like that, the only reason it comes out again is because the mower's wheels push it down. So you can get a year out of it usually.
If it's banked downwards, it's better anyway. If it's banked upwards, it tends to scooch down and then encroach on
and then come out. So, but there's nothing better than clean lines at the start of the year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the thing is, a lot of mine are domestics. How many domestics do you have? You seem to be doing a lot of commercial.
I do. I've only got 7 now. and I miss it. If the money was there, I would do domestic.
So I can't. I don't know. I don't like the idea of doing commercial. I've got three commercial properties that I do. I don't know. I'm not keen on it. So how many quotes do you do? Do you do many? Because I presume because you've got a lot of commercial work.
It's more tenders. So most of the renewals this time of year, most of my clients, they aren't interested in going out. They're interested in just getting the price. And I think I said, well, I'm putting a video out at the moment actually. I wanted to do some work because I was losing some staff and I was planning on downsizing. So I upped a lot of contracts I didn't want back. And I got them all back. I phoned one guy up at the start and I says, I'm not tendering, this is all want you back, we don't want you back. Which is, most people would say that's great. The fact I was trying to get rid of work. So in 3 weeks' time, I don't have a plan at the moment, but in 3 weeks' time I probably need another man. I've got a subcontractor who's not bored, but I didn't envisage getting them all back.
So how many guys you have working for you?
I was up to 7 2 years ago and it got too much. Couldn't basically.
Well, you'd have to get a secretary.
It was chaos.
I don't think I could deal with that. I mean, I thought about hiring someone, maybe somebody in the same boat as me, somebody who's like sick or something like that, who wants to get off that trot.
Just find a good person.
Yeah, that's it. It's just reliability. I had one chap, he turned up on the morning of a job. Oh, I can't make it, mate.
Seen him many times.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm literally ready to go.
And then you've got to alter your day.
Yeah.
Last year I ran with 4. Now, I tend to be out early on a morning. I'll leave notes for the guys. But if I leave at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning, by 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, I know that my day could turn from finishing at 4 to finishing at 10 o'clock because one of them's phoned in sick. And I've got to cover.
Yeah,
and that's the downside of self-employment and managing people.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do it. I prefer to work on my own as well, most of the time.
See, I do like working on my own, and the plan this year was just to have 2 guys.
I can't believe you're working on Saturday.
I don't tend to do a lot, but like I've said, it's been money, and I've had no choice.
You best carry on, haven't you, really?
What's that?
You best carry on, haven't you? I don't want to keep you.
No, it's good to have 5 minutes break. But no, it's just trying to fit the jobs in, knowing that grass cutting is here in
next week I start.
Well, I think I'll probably be
You're slightly not higher up the country than I am.
I mean, walking on there yesterday, that was so refreshing.
Yeah, I've got quite a few like that.
So, yeah.
It's all down to weather recording, but there's some people say, can't you cut it? I go, no, because I'm using a roller mower and it'll put skid marks all over the grass.
People don't realise.
Turn marks. And not only that, when it dries out, somebody was on about this, when it dries, it was lawn and border. Do you ever watch him? He was on about it, says you don't cut it on there. You do that, when it dries out, you've got a solid base then, and the grass just will not grow on it.
Yeah. It's the problem with YouTube now. When I first started watching it, I was watching you, I was watching LHL, and there was about 3 or 4 more. But recently, there's just so many.
Yeah, there was quite a few when I first started, and then they drifted off. I mean, it was a really good channel called West Country Gardens, and he just dropped off. He just dropped off the planet. He's still got his channel up there, and he's still got a lot of good videos.
Yeah,
he just stopped.
I used to like watching Curtis, and then Curtis vanished.
Yeah,
he comes and goes.
And Bren.
So, yes.
I spoke to Bren, and he says he's not got any intention to make. Bren, you've got to make some videos. Because I like watching Bren videos. He's a funny. He does some really funny videos.
Yeah.
Not like, funny. Oh, he's a bit funny, but no, he does some quite humorous videos. I like these, and obviously Chris. He said, Chris, he surpassed me in a way with his plumbing editing. So I've really got to up my game.
Yeah, it's the time you've got. Yeah. I mean, mine's very basic. I have an app called Splice.
All right.
That's Splice, and basically.
I think that's probably what Lee does.
Yeah, new project. I'll put a few things on like that. Create, and then and basically whatever you put on, and that's it. Then I'll just edit bits out. It takes me maybe half an hour.
Takes me about a week to do a video.
But I'd like to do videos like you and Chris do, but it's I couldn't set aside the time.
And not only that, you've got to learn the software. And
yeah, exactly.
He uses the same stuff as what I use. I use Vegas, and he uses Vegas, and there's a steep learning curve, and the 3D stuff is even worse. You know, before I was self-employed, do you know my story? Have you actually watched my first video? Do you know how I started on a push bike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've with your trailer and everything, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, before I was doing all that, you know, I was trying all sorts of stuff, and one of them was video editing, filming parties and stuff like that, and editing videos. I just completely priced that wrong. I'm standing there doing a £100 job, so I'm thinking I'm only going to be there for a couple of hours. £100, that's a lot of money. I don't think about the editing afterwards, did I?
Yeah, no. Putting it all together.
And then a DJ, I'm saying, how much you charge it? Oh, yeah, I'll get £500 for tonight. What?
I just find YouTube so funny. You can struggle on and then you can hit something.
Yeah.
And then some channels can just struggle on forever.
Yeah.
And it's a strange one. And then other channels, I think I spoke about a guy who set up just at the same time as me in Australia, Blade Mate. He was ex-army and he set off. Within a couple of weeks he was on 10,000 and now he's on 80,000.
America and
Australia
are different.
Yeah.
On a different league.
That's a
Really
huge number.
Yeah.
80,000 people, and halfway through he started to do these tidy-ups for people for free.
Yeah.
And they were getting like 10,000 views in
Al
an hour
Blades
and
does
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Al Blades, because he's the one who's given me the idea. Al Blades and the car geek, the cleaning geek or whatever he's called. He cleans cars.
Yeah.
And also I watch a computer guy, and he does stuff for free. He does it for free, cleans computers, and he says all I want is to monetize it and get sponsorship. I'm thinking, I can't do this for another 10 years. There's no
That's
way.
the tricky thing.
So I've got to think of something I can do. I'm good at editing, as long as I put my time in it. I mean, I have tried doing intros and stuff, but the problem with that is people they realise how much time it takes. They don't want to pay.
Yeah.
Because Lee says, oh, you could do intros for us all.
It's a short trade, this, and that's why you'll see. I mean, I'm in my 40s now, but you'll see in the summer.
Really? You're in your 40s?
Yes. But you'll see in the summer a lot of the time I'm on a mower. I'm on a mower because I did, when I built the business, I did 90 hours a week for 2 years, and I filled skips, and I did a lot of work with this tool, and it's realising that you can't do that forever.
Well, it's like me trying to pay for that and pay for my van that I don't have. I've worked 7 days on, 2 days off for the last 5 years, building this business.
That's what it's all about, getting it off the ground.
Yeah, just trying to get it off the ground, because I remember Brent, I think he's about 5 years into his business, he was talking about it, thinking, I think I might need somebody to help me now. And he also says, at what point do you call yourself a professional as well? Because it's hard to sort of think of yourself as a professional. How long does that take? You know, for me, it's like I've got to think of something else I can do, because I don't think I can do it for them. It's really, I mean, you say you're in your 40s, I'm in my 50s, and it's like... As
a sole trader on your own, when you know that you've got to do the cutting, you've got to pick that up, you've got to do that, that's the hard trade, where if I know that we've got a rough job on, I can draft two of the lads and say, right, we're going to put this fence up, but I'm going to put the posts in, but you're going to clear the ground first, and it's having that luxury to have other people around, but then you need reliable people and the in-shop supply.
I've got a contract at Hurley Hall, or a place called Hurley Hall. They used to call it Area 51. This is a company there called Area 51, and they've been on Britain's Got Talent. It's a dance type company. Anyway, so I've got this contract. This guy's there. He's 72 years old. I think he's only 17. So them trees there. He's got some hornbeam about the same height as them. And they're probably about as long as from here down to the edge of the grass. So he's got this hornbeam boxed hedge, and he climbs up my 16-foot ladder, swinging one of these about.
Right.
Like this.
Yeah.
Because I won't go up the ladders. And it's like yesterday, I says, I don't feel right. I'm getting paid. Getting paid for just holding some ladders. But I think he likes the company as well. I don't think it's just a case of, having somebody help him do the work. Obviously, I do but I think he likes the company as well.
Yeah.
But 72 years old, though. I mean, I went up because I can't carry my ladders at the moment, so luckily I've got these 10-foot platforms. Skip basically, that strap on the, what are they called? They're these fiberglass ladders, they're really heavy. And I got to the top and I thought, this ain't too bad, but as soon as I started climbing down, I thought, oh, my knees. No, can't do it.
It's not easy.
He's there doing this, and I'm thinking, I'm like this half the time, holding the ladders, but like this, because
I mean, the tripods are a lot safer than everything else used to be years ago, the normal ladders.
Oh,
Where you used to lean off the side, but there is still that element that you can still walk on. That's the thing. Nothing's perfectly safe.
I mean, I'm fine on the Hedge ladders.
Yeah.
As long as I can hold on to them. It's as soon as I let go, that's when I've got the problem. So I've got to have it's the only time I'll use one of these.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing just the tops of the conifer and I'm holding on for dear life. I've actually thought about getting a harness, but no, I'd need to have my hands really tight.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of heights. I presume you don't do much ladder work.
No, I do the odd thing and I put Christmas lights on and things, but then we get cherry pickers in now and again, so that helps as well. They're a lot safer to operate. But no, I'm not a big heights fan myself, to be honest. I think I prefer to be on the ground. That's the thing. But this type of work, sometimes you've got no choice. You have to take the odd job on sometimes to.
I have to say, I'm sorry, mate, I can't do it. It depends on. It's not necessarily the height. It depends on the terrain as well. I took on one job and I just could not finish it. There was no way. I just couldn't get in there. I mean, the Hendon ladders are like 5 foot wide.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get my ladders down here. It's just, no, I can't do it, mate.
But it's the amount of gear you need in this trade as well. Like I've always said, a bricklayer can command more than £1,200–1,300 a week.
Yeah.
He needs to travel, he needs a few bits and pieces, and he can spend £150. I've got
It's like
£3,000 on the back of there. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference.
More than £3,000.
That's just a rough estimate.
Oh no, it's a bit more than £3,000. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say at least £6,000. Oh.
And then in the private sector, you try to command £1,200 a week like a bricklayer. People will be like, no, but you've got to pull all that out.
Yeah.
And they'll quite happily pay for that wall, but they won't pay for that hedge.
Well, that's it. That's what does my brain in when you're doing domestics. And they go, oh, but why not start? I had one woman turn around and says, I've just had somebody do my fence and he only charged me £6 an hour. I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
What? And materials, he couldn't have earned any money whatsoever. There's no way to do for £6 an hour. Just lies.
With the minimum wage getting near £10 now, like you say, then a lot of the low ballers are still going to have to charge.
Yeah.
The man who doesn't pay tax and everything is still going to have to charge a decent amount of money to make anything, because the £10, if you turn up with your mower, you've still got to fuel it up and buy equipment. So you might have £5 worth of costs, so that's 15.
Yeah.
For a start, then he wants to make a little bit of money, so he's at 20. Your man on the door's at 20 already. So
There's a couple of mine
frightening,
where I'm
really.
thinking, like, I've got to up it really, because some of them, I know I have this thing, I keep saying, like, I have a minimum charge of 30 quid, but that's only for new clients, and I don't get a lot of new clients because all my old ones stick with me, because I don't charge them enough.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's like, I've got some that are only on 17 quid, and I think,
more.
how can I, but then how can you justify it? I mean, one of my lawns I turned up to, honestly, it's probably about twice the size of this bed, and I said to her, I've got to charge you at least 25. She goes, how come? I said, because by the time I've got in, by the time I've unloaded my van and everything, it took me a while. And yet I had somebody else who did have a lawn that size, and this was about 2 or 3 years ago, and I charged them 17 quid. She goes, yeah. And the reason is because I was the first person to give her a price, because everyone just turned it down. Says, no, it's too small.
Which shouldn't do, but that's the key. It's just known that you do need to make money, and you can't work for free. But it's awful to raise your prices for long-term customers. I mean, my private ones I've got left as sentimental customers who got my business off the ground. It's like a loyalty thing.
That's it. That's because I mean, this year when I have upped my price, probably an average a couple of quid each client. And what I've done is I've done it in a way. Last year I upped the price by 5 quid, but I didn't actually change their price. I gave them a 5 quid discount.
Yeah.
And I said thank you for during COVID. So this year when I do up the price, it looks a lot better because I've still not upped it to the price I wanted. If you understand that, and it
yeah.
I'm still earning a decent amount of money, but I'd like to earn a bit more. But you know, I'm trying to aim for about 25k a year in my pocket, not the business, but in my pocket, which I think is, you know, doable. You're probably saying, well, I'm on 40 grand, I am.
I'll be honest with you, in the early days I lived on fresh air. My wife worked, and every penny that I made out of the business went back in. I didn't take a wage, and we lived on nothing. We lived poorly, really, to be honest. It was her wage that came in, and some weeks I knew I wasn't getting paid. The business has done well. The luxury I've got is I'm planning for my future, because I know it's a short term. So I max my pension out. I've done that for the past few years, so I've got a pension. I don't pull a huge amount of money out of wages still, because you've seen I invest back in the business still. But last year, if you look at the mowers and the excavator I bought, I probably put 90,000 back in, because I bought a van as well. But it's all, I didn't see that. I was like, when I was where you are, I could never see that. I used to go in the shop, look at that mower, I love that, I love that. And I never dreamed that I would be where I am, where the business is, and it just happened with sort of hard work.
Well, that's it.
It doesn't happen to everybody, and it's different parts of the country. And I'm lucky here that I've got a niche, that I work for these parish councils here. The jobs are too small for the big companies, and the one-man bands, see, I've got experience of being a contracts manager for the other company, so the one-man bands who I'm up against haven't got a clue how to price jobs like this. They want to cut grass, but as soon as you get that tender chucked on your desk and there's 50 pages to fill out, they look at that and say, I'm not doing it. So I can tender, and that's the problem. I can tender for jobs, and there can only be 2 people in for them. And it's all down to, there's nothing in there that's rocket science. It's just a matter of sitting down and going through it and putting questions down and answers, but people don't want to do it. So it's a bit of a niche, really.
It would be me. I look at that and think, no, what? It's a page long. Forget that. I can't be bothered to read.
But on the other,
really idle I am when it comes to stuff like that.
See, I've had people message me and email me and send me documents, and I've sent them back, and people have got work out of it. People have picked up jobs around the country who like got something and thought, I can't do this, and I've sent them advice through and stuff. So it is working, and it's getting people work who usually would have turned them down.
You say about like building a business and thinking of looking at something like that. I mean, 5 years ago, I never thought I'd join a brand new car. I mean, some people probably think I'm showing off, but it's like I started on a push bike. I have no money. I was basically one up from walking the streets. I was on my push bike. I weren't knocking on doors. People were just stopping me. And you know, to think that I would be able to buy myself a brand new van and a car. I remember driving down this drive in the mate's car, and I said, this is the only time I'm ever going to be able to drive. And you do, the first, probably about, I always say this to anyone who's starting a business, I say the first 2 or 3 years you're lucky to make a profit.
Oh yeah, definitely, I would agree. You think nothing. You're just constantly waking up. I mean, I used to, when I started, you getting the money in. You used to pray. You were getting up and praying that the money was going in on a Friday.
Yeah.
Someone said, "I'll pay you on the Friday," and it's like, I need the money this Friday because without, I've got a family.
The depot. There's one place where he always pays me late, and I've had to go to him. So you're gonna have to pay me. I've had to borrow money off my mum.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning how to drive. I'm having 4 lessons a week. And I says, you're going to have to pay me. I've had to borrow money off my mum.
People don't see that side of it. They just, and I mean, one of my luxuries is I like cars. And once the business started to do good, that was the first thing I bought, was a nice car. But it doesn't come overnight. But then the funny thing is, when you do buy a car, everybody thinks you're a millionaire. That's what.
I don't think they would think that with me. I mean, I think that's quite a luxury vehicle, but not compared to what some people would buy.
No, it's a lot more than some I've got.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
Just discuss somebody who, like you say, it's a strange one. So that, ladies and gents, is the finished job. About 8 foot taken off the top of the hedge, cut down to 3.5 foot, and it will thicken back up nicely come the summer. Chip and spread in that area there. Job done. So, job done. That was a cotoneaster hedge for anybody who doesn't know. But it was a cotoneaster hedge. It's just been left to grow, and just checking everything's okay there. Just to grow and grow, and like I say, every now and again, things like that need knocking back into shape, and it will benefit. And it's jobs like that that I enjoy, not because that you've butchered a hedge or you've hacked away at it. It looks bad now. It's what I can see in my mind in 6 months' time of what it'll look like, which is thickening up lower down. So it'll look good back end of the year, but it'll look even better next year once it's trimmed tidy. It was nice to get a visit from fellow YouTuber as well. Reas has made the trip up from down country today. Having a drive out, and he called in on the way. So that was good. We had a good chat about gear as you saw in the video earlier. He brought some Ego kit along, and we're just weighing things up really of how heavy things are, and at the end I just let him put a bit of stuff through the chipper just to see how economical they are. He obviously has a small chipper, just to give him a shot of what the big ones are like. So I had a good chat. Could have easily chatted for a couple more hours, to be honest. You get chatting about the trade, and you've got two passionate people about the trade chatting away, then you can be there forevermore. So a couple of weeks ago I spent 6 hours with Greg Francis around Wisley down country. This, you don't know where Wisley is, it's this here. He's a couple of shots. incorporated a visit to Wisley in with dropping some lawn mowing gear off down country, so it's good to catch up with people, and especially before the madness comes, because as we all know, once middle of March comes, it's 6 months of absolute madness. So that's another job ticked off. That park is somewhere near. It took a while to get there, but been reducing bits here and there over the last few years, and it's in a manageable position now of where it needs to be. So pleased about that. Hedge is cut, and we've opened some areas up the front where the trees are to open the park up for better views and everything as well. So another job ticked off, and on to the next one now. I've got another little task to do now before the day's finished, just to finish off. Done 3 jobs today, so we'll get this last one done, and then that will be it for today. So up north it's a bit different to down south. Up north we've got another couple of weeks before grass cutting sort of really gets into it. Down south people are sort of starting now, but up north we're a couple of weeks behind. So we shall be getting on with that, and we'll get some more videos, especially with the new equipment. People are excited to see the new machines that we've got that are coming out, so we'll get some footage of them and keep the videos coming. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one.